Today, we're going to start by going over the promo one more time. This is, by the way, an indefinite promo. That's something that I can actually extend to viewers of my channel. It would help many of you participated and probably consume my content. Many of you may not be subscribers. I'm actually thinking about the possibility of giving away uh, some Phoenic token in exchange for your engagement. Subscribe, like, and share, and then if you're part of this ecosystem, obviously, this is for new people. But I'm considering the possibility of anyone who participate with this ecosystem create an account, free cash flow account, through the link below. Whether or not you purchase anything or not, help me educate 5 people and you can get $10 in Phoenic, $10 worth in Phoenic for every 5 people that you actually share. If you like the idea, and I'd like to get some kind of feedback, in the description of this video, once you understand the value proposition that I'm trying to offer you, it will make sense to you. And obviously, all you have to do is share with 5 people. 5 people that you bring to me. In fact, you can create your free account so that way you get credit for it. By the way, I just thought about this. Uh, See, that's why I don't like to make anything plain. I don't like to plan in advance what I have to say because I don't know what are the good ideas that may come up, and for some reason, people tend to respond to that very well. If I plan what I'm going to say, chances are I, uh, I'm not going to be as clear as I'm not going to have flow in my content. So, having said that, no part of my video is considered financial advice. I don't provide any guarantee of any kind or any endorsement. This is for educational purpose only. And understanding that investing in anything crypto involves the risk of loss. So please contact a financial advisor, a licensed professional for any type of advice. Since I'm entertaining the idea of engagement and I have a value proposition, perhaps for your engagement, if you have any exposure to crypto, if you have lost money in any project whatsoever, this is an opportunity for you to engage in a meaningful project that I've been talking about for the past 2 years. In fact, I believe it's August that would make it exactly 2 years. It is so happened that I had the pleasure of visiting Cyprus, and in the description of the video, there will be a link, a document where I show you everything that I'm talking about here, even though my thoughts might be a little bit all over the place. But I'm trying to guide myself into having somewhat of a content, but also guided by something that you can follow up for your own due diligence. In a sense, I'm going to force you to look deeper into this so that way you don't just take my word for it. At the end of the day, I'm a passionate person who actually involve myself in the study of money and understanding human psychology and combining the two. Um, I like to help other people and find a project that I can go to bed at night knowing that I can share something with you that I'm not going to have this dreaded phone call anymore. I had everyone in crypto at one way or the other. I've lost money. The difference between those who stay the course, find something good to engage, and if your dream is big enough, no amount of loss, past, present, or future, will prevent you from continue on until you find something good. Not to mention, history has proved time and time after time and time and time and time again. Nobody celebrates a loser. They always celebrate a winner. It's not how many times that you've tried something that didn't work out, or how many times that you persevere under pressure, that you learn from any and every bad experience, and you continue on until you find something that works, and until you align yourself with the proper type of people who are growth oriented, who understand that failure plays a very important part of life. Many inventions would not be discovered if it was not from a mistake, failure, or a sudden discovery, not to mention any, but there have been several. Anyways, not to get distracted. So today I'm reminding you of a promo that I've talked about several times, and I'm also going to mention for people who are leadership oriented. Say, for instance, you're a networker, you're a big crypto guy, or you could be a commission junkie who've led people to losing money from one project to another, and you would like to be at least once and for all participate in something that you could say, I've got to have, I have had a learning experience. I had a couple of losses. I learned a lesson from each one. I learned how to do proper due diligence. I learned how to vet a project properly, and I learned how to align myself with the right people so that if I have a community that follows me, I can redeem myself in showing people the path towards a safe, reliable project backed by real people that's been going around since 2017. And you can go to bed at night knowing that the next phone call that you receive, it's a thank you, French, for not giving up. John Maxwell with the book Failing Forward. You can actually even listen to the book online. I believe it's several hours long. Doing your drive to and from work, to and from wherever you go, you can actually listen to it. It outlines the importance of failure, and sometimes a couple of failures are a good test to see if you have what it takes to succeed. My favorite is the late Dr. Robert Schuller, who wrote the book Tough Time Never Lasts, but Tough People Do. And sometimes I look for that 15 minutes of that speech just to hear him say that several times. Tough times never last, but tough people do. Anyways, so if you had a couple of bruises under your belt, that's okay. It's not where you start that matters, it's where you end up. So as long as you continue to dream and your dreams are big enough, then you can have a couple of bruises. You can even have led a couple of people to lost, but because you stay the course, not everybody may follow you, but the very few who do, with whom you have trust and decide to not give up because your why is big enough. And the very few people who stay the course are the one who lives to tell the story. And actually, every time you overcome a certain degrees of adversity, you increase your ability to overcome the next one and the next one, the next one. And even if the problems become bigger, but you level up to the challenge until no challenges, except for one that no one can survive. That is death itself. But Other than that, no challenges are ever too big or too small to overcome if you're mentally tough enough to go through the rough patches. Anyways, another good book by Dr. Russell Cornwell, Acres of Diamond. And sometimes people are within feet or inches or miles away from achieving a big goal, and somehow they just quit or they're not surrounded by people who push them forward, who nudge them to stay the course. Anyways, not that I want to preach, but a little bit of inspiration is actually very helpful for your edification. Anyways, so we have two different types of nodes. One is a light node, and meaning for us is a mini node, which is 1/10 of a node, and a full node that basically maintains a full copy of the blockchain versus a mini node that maintains a portion of the blockchain. And since one full node, as I've already explained in multiple videos, which I'm not going to because the node document in my description will have all that. But for the purpose of having a vision, so here's what I have to offer. In the Cashflow NFT, or perhaps Cashflow NFT if the marketing company of Milko Cash and More, we have several nodes available. At the time I did the video, the node price, which I do not mention because the node price could change. If we have a certain amount of nodes that are purchased, it triggers an algorithmic price change. And so even if I tell you the price of the node right now, a few months from now, either there may not be any nodes or the node price will change. But for the purpose of this video, the current price of the node is $3,000. You can get either a node for 3,000, or you can get 1/10 of a node, which is a mini node, for 363 per this video. Anyways, because I have been able to do very well and educating quite a few people, I'm in a position right now basically to pay it forward and incentivize people who've been perhaps looking at my videos for quite some time, checking out this project because of its long-term nature, decided not to participate because they just didn't have what it takes to participate with something early. Let me mention the best time to participate in the project is at its early stage as possible because during the earliest stage of the opportunity of any project, your opportunity cost or your cost to participate is greater if you have what it takes to go through, you could say, difficult times, delay, missed deadlines, and all that, because that actually is part of the psychological test of being an early adapter. Participate in something early, at the early stage. Don't get too caught up with all the nuances because that's not in your control. Find something else to occupy your mind so that way it doesn't drives you crazy when things don't go according to plan. Especially when it comes to technology, things are delayed and you're dealing with other people. And some people should never participate in something until everything works out 100%. And some people who can afford to wait and to be an early adopter at a much favorable cost of engagement, then it's the best time. The best time to participate with cash flow was a year ago. The best time to participate with cash flow is today. We have had some promotion that were like, wow, I can't believe I didn't participate in that. At the time, my mind was all over the place But now I'm thinking, oh my goodness, I should have done everything possible to participate. But it doesn't really matter. The best time to participate in anything in the early stage is the moment that it presents to you. So I'm offering you an opportunity to participate in acquiring a node. In my document, we describe 5 types of node: a full node, a light node or mini node, uh, um, minor nodes, validator nodes, and edge node. And a short description for the purpose of this, we're talking about a full node and a minor node. The price of the node today is $3,300. Every time a certain amount of nodes are purchased, it triggers a price. In my last video, I said, don't waste time analyzing the details. Position yourself, and as you learn and you're well positioned, then you can take time to learn. But I participated very nicely and then positioned myself, taking massive action, and positioned myself for you to be able to find me to be your coach extraordinaire, well positioned, with a nice, sizable team, and basically riding the success of this company all the way to however height we go. I've been with the lows, I've been with the height, and we're going all the way, and to be front, to have a front seat, a front row seat with a great technology company that is about to revolutionize the world of crypto. And there are several types of people. There are people who participate early but who are not mentally, psychologically prepared to be part of something great, and they waste a lot of energy on the nuances, on the small stuff, uh, um, but they didn't really have an entrepreneurial mindset. They have a job mentality, so you might be exposed to two different um, type of promoter about this project. One is with a job mindset, you know, the other is an entrepreneur. One has tremendous success, the other is a colossal failure. Um, that too is a mystery. Same opportunity, two different type of people, major failure or major success. It's all here. It's all here. Anyways, so my promo involves uh, having the ability to participate with the nodes. So you can acquire, if you can acquire a node, one node gives you 25 points for the purpose of this video because of the repetition, and the document will reflect that as well. One node gives you 350 Phoenic daily, regardless of the price fluctuation of Phoenic. What's important is the consistency of the Phoenic amount that you're receiving daily times the number of nodes that you acquire. The current market price of Phoenix does not matter. What matters is that you have 2 to 5 nodes, you get X amount of Phoenix daily, and right now the nodes is in beta stage, so we are collecting digital rewards that will convert into Phoenix. Basically, it's technically not liquid Phoenix, but digital reward, which is technically Phoenix, but not tradable, not liquid until post beta. And since we're dealing with technology, I won't give you a timeline as to when the beta will be complete because anything could happen between now and then. But to the job minded person, they want certainty. To the entrepreneur, position yourself, educate as many people as possible. And when everything, because we're dealing with a real good, solid company, if things takes another 6 months to a year, I'm okay with that because I have met the people involved. This will be the third time that we meet live, and we're going back to celebrate our massive success in Vegas. And so I am not that concerned if something is not deployed on time. What's important is that the company is led by real people that I've met in person several times. That's what's important. I know who I'm dealing with, and they have great intention. We just happen to be dealing with technology, dealing with a lot of people, and sometimes there might be a delay. That is to be understood. Anyways, if you can understand that, then let's focus on what's in our control, position ourselves for massive success. Because a year from now, there will be a lot of regrets and there will be a lot of celebrations. I don't do regrets. Acquire 2 to 5 nodes, and then you'll be rewarded with $50 worth of Phoenix to play with, only because Phoenix that you acquire through the node, you don't have really an experience. So I like to give you a use case, a use the opportunity to trade Phoenix back and forth, so that way you can actually experience it, which takes your mind away from the fact that you're collecting digital rewards. For the few people who are not psychologically programmed for success, who would see the digital rewards as not as real. And so my donation to you, which by the way comes from the commission that generated from your own purchase. So because I've done well, I'm willing to pass on to you some aspect of the commission to reward you to play with $50 worth of Phoenix. 2 to 5 nodes, 5 to 10 nodes, $100 worth of Phoenix for you to actually be playing with, buying and selling. Obviously, you wouldn't be buying, you'll be selling it when the price goes up, so that way you could actually get your incentivize you to get your wallet set up and everything. 10 to 50 nodes, you get 250 Phoenix. 550 to 100 nodes, you'll get $500 worth of Phoenix. And 100 to 200 nodes, you'll get $1,000 worth of Phoenix. And 200 or more nodes, you get $5,000 worth of Phoenix. That is in itself a great deal, because I've got people with 1 node, I get people with 10, 50, or over 200 nodes. Everyone participate according to their ability, and everyone participate because they've got me as a coach and they understood the project very well. I've taken time to do my due diligence, and I've taken time to educate you, so that way we can then help you connect with the people in your lives, in your family lives, business life, uh, in your faith community, or through an organization that you influence, to bless those people with such a great project. Because whatever it is you try to do, if money is the way to make it happen, then the node would produce a certain amount of Phoenix according to the number of nodes you have. Few months from now, post beta, we're not going to be able to talk about digital rewards. We're going to talk about actual Phoenix that is tradable, that you can liquidate as needed. And but I probably will still be needing, with the 20,000 nodes maximum, there are 20,000 nodes maximum, and to make it possible for the average person to come in. So we are now coming up with a mini node, which is 1/10 of a node. So if a node gives you 250 Phoenix, so a mini node would just give you 35, which is 1/10. And so someone may not be able to purchase a full node, but they may have just enough to purchase 2 mini nodes or 3 mini nodes, or with a combined free account, but between having 1 or 2 mini nodes yourself and helping 5 or more people acquire 1 mini node each, then I will be happy to give you a mini node if you can help with certain action points. In regard to the mini nodes, my promo for the mini node is simple. You need to move 15 mini nodes one way or the other. You can create a free account and sell 5 mini nodes, one each, to 5 different people, because it's not one per. If you can buy 5, that's great. You get one free for me as a gift. Or if you don't buy 5, you can bring me 5 people, because with 5 people we can educate more people, because each person give us 2 degrees of leverage of or from their social capital, their relationship, the immediate relationship, where we can tap into full potential social bracket, family, business, faith, and nonprofit, and that helps us to really tap in to uh, three layers of compensation where we extract 17% commission, 10% in the first, second, 4% in the second, and 3% on the third generation, where we can impact as many people, and each person give us 3 degrees of impact of social capital that we can leverage to educate more people. So you may be able to create a free account, having no funds, and educate 5 people. And if 5 people, each one acquire 1 million node each to 5 different people, or you personally acquire 5, then you get a million node free. And then obviously this will be your first level. So in your second level, you can either have someone purchase 5 or one person sell 5. However it happens, 5 nodes on the second level, not only do you make a 4% commission, and not only do you get the a 10% commission, and if I'm the sponsor, I would earn 4%. And then on the third level, you move 5. Basically, you need to move 5. Uh, the first 5 is either you buy 5 or you introduce 5 people who buy one each mini node. Okay, or you can buy 5 mini node, and then that will complete it. Get buy 5, get one free from me as a gift, or sell 5 with a free account where you don't come up with any money at all, and you identify 5 people, by the way, which can be the easiest bracket to fill is your family bracket, because not only is it a great way for the family to come together, you create family economic empowerment by connecting family together in a common cause that allows you to practice your social skills, your ability to connect, to educate, and communicate well with other people. So, in a sense, within the family, you create a mastermind alliance of financially motivated mastermind alliance, which is also covered in my document. That way, you can leverage uh, the your most potentially beneficial uh, social bracket, the family, one each, and then you get one free. So in the second generation, if you didn't purchase but sell 5, so that would be your first generation, and the second generation, where you earn 4%, and the person in the first generation earn the 10th, and you earn the fourth, um, and that basically we create the movement of 5 nodes, meaning that one person or 5 people buy a total of 5 nodes. It doesn't matter how it happened, you just need 5 nodes to basically sell 5 nodes on the second generation, where it's not the first generation sell, it's the second generation sell. That allows you to be in a coaching position, your first coaching opportunity, leveraging my coaching. Uh, you know, You'll be the coachee, I'll be the coach, helping you to coach your first generation, my second. And then the third generation, same thing, sell 5 nodes, and then teach your front line to also create their front line. So that would be uh, basically third generation or second generation to you, third generation to me. In this case, if I bring you in, whatever you do, I earn 10%. Whatever your front line do, I earn 4%, you earn the 10th. And whatever your second generation do, uh, that will be my third generation, 3%, and you earn the fourth, and they earn the 10th. So everyone, technically speaking, have 3 degrees of leverage, 3 degrees of separation, where if within a family structure, create uh, a first degree of separation uh, where you have your front line or your family member, and that social bracket creates 5 units of mini nodes, or you purchase 5 and you get a free node. Create 5 node cell on the second level and the third level, and you get a free mini nodes. Basically, you can get up to 3 mini nodes with only one drawback. You must participate at this point. The moment that you bring people involved, that you're now accountable to basically help them to connect, so that way no one is left behind. You will be required to participate in our next live event in Vegas in order for you to claim the free node on the second or third generation. Okay, so in other words, participate in our next event in Vegas. At this point, who knows how many people you may be able to impact on level 2 and 3. And anybody participating, they need to be as diligent to investigate the opportunity to connect with other people who are part of it as well. And that also puts you in a position of testing your leadership skills, your ability to be coached, or your humility level, because you need to be humble and coachable in order to lead. And for that, you need to be connected. And connected means participate in our live events, because people who participate in our live events uh, are the ones who are likely to stay around longer, are the ones who are likely to appreciate the opportunity, because the magic happens at a live event when it's no longer uh, something online you participate in, but there's a community behind it, and we support one another, we help one another, we support one another, and when we connect, we have a lot of fun, as well as celebrating our second year of gathering. And this time, there's no doubts as to where we're going. So the success has been in the works for quite some times, and at this point, nobody's complaining. Everybody's waiting. Some are, more anxious than others, but everybody's happy. Phoenic is out there and trading live, listed in CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko, and people are buying and selling Phoenic to acquire nodes, or to put food on the table. With the economy being where it is right now, and there are a lot of people who are leveraging Phoenix, uh, and you can see the volume where people are actually taking profit and buying low and selling high, and imagine, for instance, you purchase X amount of Phoenix at 9 cents, and then you sell it at 10 cents. Not a big deal, but let's take a look at the volume for of the month, the cost of the month. When Phoenix was introduced, I believe it was introduced at 0.005 at 5 cents, or less than, basically just for nothing, and it went as far as 25 cents. Imagine there were a lot of people who purchased Phoenix when it was basically freshly introduced to us, and then actually I believe it was 0.007 something, and then it went as far as 25 cents. And there were a lot of people who were very happy with that, and some of them uh, actually ever since Phoenix has been listed, uh, there are less and less people, whining and complaining, because this project has been a long time coming. And I don't have to tell you, you come across some of the whiners, who are not connected, but who will have plenty of regrets later on. But now nobody's complaining, so people might be anxious for things to happen faster than usual. But in terms of complaining as to where we're going, Phoenix has the 24-hour volume, It's been at 204, and sometimes it goes as far as like 450. Um, that's what matters. That the price of Phoenix doesn't matter. If you have any questions, if you have any doubts, get yourself some Phoenix when the price is low. For instance, at 9 cents, wait for it to go to like 25 cents. Take some profit, and that would take away any worries and concerns, because it's no longer if this is working out. It's a matter of when, or it's a matter of positioning yourself to take advantage of the opportunity. But if is no longer an issue, because we're not dealing with if anymore. Okay? So, with the great utility that is about to be announced in our community regarding Phoenix, anyone who has doubts, or people, or someone uh, who are, probably would be implacable no matter what, whether things are doing well, they are not satisfied. Whether something uh, when something goes well, they're not satisfied. When something goes bad, you're not satisfied. There are by nature implacable people uh, who carry on their baggage everywhere, uh, crying for attention. So there are people like that. We cannot please this type of people. But the people with the proper mindset are the one who realize, hey, the Phoenix is listed, and people are taking profit, taking advantage of that. And now we have some packages that allows you to not having to worry about the price so much. You can take advantage of acquiring a node, which gives you 350 Phoenix daily. And if you have a certain amount of nodes, I give you some Phoenix to play with, so to take your mind off the idea of collecting digital rewards while we are in beta. And if you can acquire a certain amount of mini nodes yourself or sell five, then you get one. Um, Basically, you get up to three mini nodes if you can sell 15 mini nodes through three levels: five on the first level, five on the second level, five on the third level. To collect the second and the third level mini node, you need to participate in our live events. And that way, you get to connect with other people in the project. Having said that, we also have some Phoenix staking packages based on the live pricing of Phoenix right now. You can determine uh, to participate. Say, for instance, you decided to acquire $1,000 worth of Phoenix, and you lock it in for 180 days. Phoenix will be calculated at the current price, which is 9 cents, and with a 17% bonus. And so when you calculate your 17% bonus and you get 11,850, this is based on the live price of Phoenix now, and with a max profit potential of 100%. Worst case scenario, if Phoenix doesn't go up in price, your maximum loss will be 20% to a maximum loss, uh, or your low would be 20%, your max would be $230 lost. But if you also Phoenix goes higher, then you're definitely going to have not only your $1,000 of Phoenix, but 17% plus 100% profit on what you put in plus 17%. So but to do that, you have to basically be willing to lock up Phoenix for 180 days, which is 6 months. At that time, Phoenix is not trading, which is why they incentivize you to purchase Phoenix at a discount so that you can lock it in with a 17% bonus for 180 days. Incredible, incredible. And so there are multiple packages you can choose from. You can choose from the 1000 for 90, 120, and 180 days. You can choose 500 and then basically lock it in for, obviously, the higher the time, the longer the time, the greater the percentage. Same $500, but if locked If stake for 180 days, the percentage is higher that you receive. So you get 14% bonus, so which makes it a total of 570. You're not paying 570, but that's basically what it is worth with the bonus. So you get 5,774 Phoenix. Okay, you lock in Phoenix at that price, and then after 180 days or 6 months, you not only get 100% uh, max profit, but you also gain 14% on the amount that you put in. And with the worst case scenario of having a max loss of 20%, minimum loss of 20% or max loss of 114. In other words, worst case scenario, the maximum you lose is 114 dollars or 20% uh, of what you put in. But the maximum is 100% plus the 14% of the worth of what you put in. So it's self-explanatory. Having said that, this video is already long enough, and the purpose of this is to connect with you. So at this point, it doesn't really matter what you do. You could get yourself in Italy. Italy share window is still available. You can get yourself as many nodes as possible according to the amount of node that you purchase. And that's the equivalent amount of Phoenix that you will receive from me as a gift. And it will be listed in a document on, on the first few pages. Get yourself 5 mini nodes or sell 5, you get one free. And then move 5 mini nodes each on level 2 and 3 and commit to participating in our next live event for my second and third mini node offer. It's an offer until you participate for level 2 and 3 in our next live event. And that's very important because you get to meet the people just like I had, and you'll understand why my faith is so high in this project. Okay, so multiple options. Italy share bundle still available. Full node or mini node